Hi, I'm Heather and today I'm going to be talking about shows I never got to see. Everyone knows that unless you're Les Mis or Phantom, it's notoriously difficult to keep a show running in the West End. In the last few years alone, there's been a whole host of shows that I've missed out on seeing for one reason or another. The first one is I Can't Sing, the X Factor musical. Now, disclaimer, I am a huge X Factor fan, like massive. I have watched every single series. I've been there through the highs of Berkonsey to the lows of James Arthur and Matt Cardle's wins. I will watch the X Factor until it's either axed or I'm too old and too doty to change channel, whatever comes first. If there was ever anything created which suited me down to the ground, it was a musical about the X Factor. It's literally the two loves of my life coming together, but it got given its notice after about a week and I never got to see it. It had Nigel Harman as Simon Cowell with the brightest white teeth you've ever seen in your life. Cynthia Erivo was in it after The Colour Purple and before Broadway's Colour Purple, obviously, and now she's the biggest star in the world practically. And you know, I'm sure those performances were exquisite to say the least, but after many views of the trailer, because that is all I got to see of the show, the guy who played, I think he was called Liam O'Leary, the Dermot O'Leary character, is hilarious, honestly. He's in the trailer for about 2 seconds and his Dermot O'Leary is down to a T. I just want to know how many episodes of the X Factor they had to watch during rehearsals to get that right, because more power to them. Another show that I never got to see was Viva Forever. Again, Viva Forever is another musical which suited me down to the ground. A musical with songs from the Spice Girls written by Jennifer Saunders. It's literally everything I love coming together on stage, and I never got to see it. I mean, it got panned by most critics, but I just don't think they got it. They weren't in the right mindset, they weren't me. And to be honest, I think it's quite rude that the show closed before I was given the chance to give my verdict, which is of course the most important. A really recent show that I never got to see, and I'll forgive you if you've not heard of it, it's Through the Mill. It was a little off West End production in the Southwark Playhouse which told the story of Judy Garland. It had 3 different actresses playing Judy through various stages of her life. I love Judy Garland and I love shows about real people and true stories, and it only had a really limited run, which is why I never got to see it. And I'd love a West End transfer, but the only thing is I don't know what theatre it could go in, because it was such an intimate little show that most of the big theatres in the West End could drown it. But I would love a chance to see it. So even, you know, it's an intimate show. They could come to my living room and do it for me if they want. I don't mind. I could pay them in tea and biscuits and vodka. My last choice, and I know I've hardly had any choices considering the amount of shows that I've been on and have closed throughout the years, but I just wanted a really small selection from the last few years because otherwise I could go on and on and on forever. But you don't know, I might talk about more in another video soon. But yes, my last choice for this section anyway is Bend It Like Beckham. Bend It Like Beckham is one of my favourite films ever. But God, Keira Knightley was annoying, wasn't she? Anyway, I was ecstatic when I heard they were finally making a musical version. I'm sure I'd heard about it years ago and it had been in the works for years and years and years. But they finally done it and it was going into the Phoenix Theatre, and the people who were the creative team behind the film were in the musical, and it was all going to be very good and very fabulous. But I never got to see it because through being skint, through being too busy, yada yada, I just never got a chance to go and see the show. And then it was announced it was closing, so that was it, game over for me. And yes, that was a pun, and yes, you will laugh, and yes, I am very funny, and you will comment that I'm very funny, thank you very much. The show got really good reviews and it was up for a whole host of awards, and from the photos the staging looked incredible, and I'm still curious how they managed to choreograph a football match on the stage, which I'm not going to lie is one of the main reasons I really wanted to see the show, because football is obviously a massive part of it. And I'd like to know if David Beckham went to see it. I mean, it's a show with your name in it. If there was ever a show with my name in it, you would not keep me away from that theatre. I would be living in there. They would have to convert a dressing room into an apartment for me to live in because there was a show with my name on it. But anyway, that's my choices for just now. As I said, I might do another video soon with some more shows that I never got to see. But for just now, let me know any shows that you never got to see, and I'll be back again with another video soon. Bye!